guys, this is my second video. Today we're going to be covering the Holy Paladin Glyphs and Spec. So let's get started. I'm running with the 33 in Holy, the 5 in Protection, and 3 in Retribution. I'm going to go over all of the talents in the Holy Tree, even the ones I'm not currently using, to tell you why I'm not using them. So let's start off with Arbiter of the Light. It increases the critical effect chance of your judgment and Templar's Verdict by 6%. This talent is more of a DPS, more of a retribution talent, so that's why I didn't choose it. Protector of the Innocents. Casting a targeted heal on any target except yourself also heals you for 2806. This is a pretty useful talent, so like when healing gets tight and you're healing, you have to choice to heal between 3 people. You can always heal okay, let's put it like this. You can put Beacon on a tank, you can heal the other tank, and then you can heal all 3 of you just by healing the tank without the beacon. It's a pretty good, it's required. Alright, next we have Judgment of the Pure. This is basically your mana regen talent. Basically, now all you have to do is judgment every minute, which is keep you from going out of mana. Next we have Clarity of Purpose. It reduces the casting time of your Holy Light, Divine Light, and Holy Radiance by 0.5 seconds. This is pretty useful whenever it procs. So, yeah. Next we have Last Word. It gives your Word of Glory a 60% increased critical chance when you use on targets with 35% or less health. So yeah. Next we have Blazing Light. It increases the damage of your Holy Shock and Exorcism by 10%. I didn't choose this because this is more of a PvP talent. Next we have Dinos. I don't know. But it reduces the mana cost of your Exorcism by 38%. In addition, you have a 50% chance to cause the Dinos effect on the targets of your Exorcism. This is more of a PvP talent, and that's why I didn't choose this. Next, we have our Haste buff, which is also called Divine Favor. Increases your haste by 20%, and it increases your critical chance by 20% for 20 seconds. So it's a bit of a HPS increase. Next we have Infusion of Light. Increases the critical effect chance of your Holy Shock by 10%. In addition, your Holy Shock critical effects reduces the casting time of your Flash of Light, Holy Light, Divine Light, or Holy Radiance by 1.5 seconds. Next we have Daybreak. Basically, it'll let you use 2 Holy Shocks, which is pretty OP in my opinion. Next we have Enlightened Judgments. It grants hit equal to 100% of any spirit gained from items or effects and increases the range of your judgment by 10 yards. It's basically like a ranged judgment. Like, say you're not in melee range and you can't really hit the boss to get with judgment to get your to keep your mana up. So that's that. Next we have Beacon. This is like my favorite spell because we are basically the only healing class that has a spell like this. Beacon of Light. The target becomes a Beacon of Light to all targets within 60-yard radius. Your Word of Glory, Holy Shock, Flash of Light, Divine Light, Light of Dawn will also heal the beacon target for 50% of the amount healed. Holy Light will heal for 100% of the amount healed. Only one target can be beaconed at a time, and it lasts 5 minutes. Next we have Speed of Light. It grants 3% spell haste. In addition, casting Divine Protection increases your movement speed by 60%. I normally use Divine Protection when they say to pop our personal cooldowns to reduce damage, or when I need to move like right away because it gives you a movement increase. Next we have Sacred Cleansing, and basically what it does is dispels 1 magical effect. Next we have Conviction. It gives you a 3% bonus to damage and healing for 15 seconds after causing a critical effect from a weapon swing. Non-periodic periodic spell or ability. This effect stacks up to 3 times. Next we have Aura Mastery. Aura Mastery is like our raid cooldown. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. Basically, if you use it in Resistance Aura, you get 100% resistance. You use it in what's it called? Consecration aura. You get you're immune to silences and yeah, and interrupts and blah blah blah. Next we have Paragon of Virtue. It reduces the cooldown of your Divine Protection by 30 seconds, your Hand of Sacrifice by 30 seconds, and Avenger's Wrath by 1 minute. Next we have Tower of Radiance. The healing of the target of your Beacon of Light with Flash of Light or Divine Light has a 100% chance to generate a charge of Holy Power. In addition, casting Holy Radiance will also generate the 1 charge of the Holy Power. Next we have Blessed Life. You have a 50% chance to gain charge of Holy Power whenever you take direct damage. As a healer, you shouldn't really be taking direct damage, so this is really useless. Next we have the Light of Dawn. It's basically like your AoE aside from your Holy Radiance. You consume all Holy Power to send a wave of healing energy before you, so anything in front of you is going to get healed. Yeah, it's a good spell. Next you have Divinity in the Protection Tree. It increases all healing done by you and all healing effects on you by 6%. Big HPS increase. Next we have Internal Glory. Your Word of Glory has a 30% chance not to consume Holy Power. This can sometimes save your tank's life. Say I'm healing a tank and he's low and I Holy Glory him and then he just gets hit real hard again and then you can Holy Glory him a second time. So yeah. Last but not least is Crusade in the Retribution Tree. It increases the damage of your Crusader Strike, Hammer of Righteousness, and Templar's Verdict by 30%, and the damage and healing of your Holy Shock by 30%. In addition, for 15 seconds after you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor, your next Holy Light heals for an additional 300%. So it's really OP, in my opinion. That's it for your spec. I'll leave a link in my description so you can copy it if you like. Next we're going to move on to Glyphs and what they do. So we have first up in the Prime Tree, Glyph of Seal of Insight. Basically if you have your Seal of Insight on, your healing is increased by 5%. That's a bit of an increase. Next we have Glyph of Word of Glory. It increases the healing done by your Word of Glory by 10%, which is also a big increase since you use Word of Glory a lot. Next you have Divine Favor. I just picked it just to pick it. It increases the duration of your Divine Favor by 10 seconds, so that's, what, another 10 seconds with 20% haste and 20% crit. In the Major Tree, you're going to... Well, I use Glyph of Divine Plea. Your Divine Plea provides an additional 6% of your total mana, so more mana increase. It's not like I go out of mana now, anyway, so just in case. Next is Glyph of Divinity. When you lay on hand, you also gain 10% of your maximum mana. That's useful. Glyph of Light of Dawn. Light of Dawn affects 2 fewer targets, but heals each target for 25% more. Next we have Glyph of Blessing of Light in the Minor Glyph Tree. I mean, minor glyphs don't really matter. They're basically just mana reduction. I guess it's useful if you have to buff in the middle of a fight. So, reduces the mana cost of your Blessing of Light. Glyph of Insight reduces the cost of Seal of Light. And Glyph of Blessing of Kings, and it reduces the mana cost of Blessing of Kings. That's basically it for the talents and specs of a Holy Paladin. Our next video is going to be about the Paladin's stat rotation and the type of gear you should be aiming for. Also, I'll be doing gems and enchants. So until next time, comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks.